Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top five are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top five. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number one would be Civil War, which is kind of obvious. Then I said number two would be The Jungle Book. Number three would be Huntsman, Winter's War. Number four would be Keanu, and number five would be Mother's Day. And surprisingly, I only got 2 out of 5 of my predictions right, when last week I said this was going to be easy. And it really, it wasn't. Let's talk about it. Number one, of course, Captain America Civil War, and rightfully so. This movie is incredible. It made $179 million this weekend, and it's on a budget of 250 or around that. I'm not sure if that's the official one, but it's 250-ish, I guess you could say. And not only is this the highest opening weekend for a Captain America movie, but it's the third highest opening weekend for a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, which, of course, it has all the other Avengers in it, so of course that probably umped it up, but that is still super impressive. And I guess this movie is kind of just like an Avengers movie, just Captain America is more of a lead, and so is Iron Man, but it's still very impressive. And this movie, it's set to outgross all the other Cap movies and all that stuff. It's the highest comic book movie opening weekend as far as Batman vs. Superman and Deadpool goes. It's probably the only one that'll stick there. No way Doctor Strange is toppling this. No way Suicide Squad is doing that. Captain America is pretty much the highest opening comic book movie of the year. No contest. And I am super happy by this. And I believe that this has assisted in Disney getting to $1 billion already. I believe there's some kind of record being broken about that, or maybe I'm wrong, and some news article is lying to me. But whatever, let's move on to the next Disney property, The Jungle Book. This movie made $24 million this weekend, and that adds to a total of $284 million. See, Disney, whenever you pump out something awesome like Civil War and The Jungle Book, you get lots of monies. Great job. Please keep it up. Oh, wait, in 2 weeks you're releasing Alice Through the Looking Glass. Hey, maybe that'll be a big surprise. Right? Yeah. Never mind. But you know what is a big surprise? Number three was actually Mother's Day. I probably should have seen this coming. Last week I said, oh, it didn't have a big opening. Well, that's probably because the movie is about Mother's Day and Mother's Day was a week away. So people were waiting to see this movie until the actual Mother's Day, which and that makes a lot of sense, actually. It made $11 million this weekend, and I believe that's higher than last weekend. I barely remember last weekend, but I'm pretty sure it got higher from last weekend. That adds to a total of $20 million, and it's only $5 million away from its $25 million budget. And I'm sure now that it has risen as far as numbers go, I'm sure it'll get there in no time. So, gee, Mother's Day, that's wonderful of you. That's super impressive. Are you amazing like Civil War? No, not at all. You have a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. Then again, I haven't seen the movie, but then again, Civil War is like the best movie of the year, and like I'm not sure which one could top it except Rogue One, or trying to think of some other movie that could maybe top Civil War's best of the year. I'm having some trouble coming up with it. I'm gonna move on. Number four was The Huntsman Winter's War. It's still here. I'm not sure why. It's not very good, but it's still here. This weekend it made $3,948,000, and that adds to a total of $40 million. Only 75 away from that $115 million budget. I'm sure if you keep making like $1 million-ish, you'll get there soon enough. I No, you won't. You're a bomb. Or unless domestically you are. Worldwide, you probably already got that back. In fact, I think you did get that back. Someone in the comments said you did. And maybe I should check, the internet to see if you actually did. Whoops, I am being stupid. Let's move on. Hey, stupid, that's just like this movie. Okay, number five was Keanu, making $3,287,000. That adds to a total of $15 million, and hey, its budget is also $15 million. What do you know? It just got to that number. That's really good for this movie. I think pretty much hearing that this is one of the best comedies in a long time. I've heard that in the commercials, is that Keanu is one of the best comedies ever, even though I that's not what I hear from Chris Stuckman or other people that reviewed it. Did the Schmoes review Keanu? I'm not sure. Yeah, Jeremy Johns did review it. I don't know. I'm gonna move on because I haven't seen Keanu. I want to, but I haven't seen it yet. So number 6 was Zootopia, making $3,214,000, and that adds to a total of $328 million. And I'm just gonna say it right now: it is $1 million away from Batman vs Superman's domestic total. So that means that Zootopia, just by $1 million, it just outgrossed Batman versus Superman. Guys, as soon as I saw that, I literally jumped for joy because you know how much I love Zootopia. You know how much I really enjoy that movie. And if you saw, I think the last episode of Box Office Talk or 2 others, I just want the studio to know, hey, Batman vs Superman isn't the greatest. Maybe you should have made a better movie. Anyways, number 7 was Barbershop. This movie made $2,803,000, and that adds to a total of $48 million. So good for Barbershop. I have nothing. Let's move on. Number 8 is The Boss. It made $1,913,000 this weekend, and that adds to a total of $59 million. And guys, I actually have today and tomorrow off from staying after school because we did well opening nights Friday and Saturday. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make a video about The Boss, unless you want a video of something else instead. Like, let me pull up the other notes. Unless you maybe want a review for The Witch, or London Has Fallen, or Mr. Right, or Hush instead. But I think The Boss might be one that more people are looking forward to, so I'll just make a video about that. So moving on, number 9 was Ratchet Clank, making $1,463,000. That adds to a total of $7 million, and it's $13 million away from its $20 million budget. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have checked if it's doing anything worldwide. I doubt it, but maybe it is. I should have checked that. Dang it, I'm really upset, and I just realized there's a smudge on my glasses, and now I'm rambling on because I have nothing to say about this movie. Time to move on to number 10, which is Batman versus Superman. This weekend it made $1,050,000, and that adds to a total of $327 million. And that's very good for this movie. Like I said, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about how I feel about Batman versus Superman. I know I'm saying that I wish Zootopia made more because I love Zootopia more, and I wish the studio learns that Batman vs Superman wasn't that good. I still like Batman vs Superman. I still think it's okay. I gave it a B minus. If you actually watched my review, I gave it a B minus. That's a good grade. I think that's a good grade. I like the movie. It's just I wish it could have been better. I wanted it to be more than what it was. I didn't want it to be just a pointless Justice League setup. I wanted it to be an actual Batman versus Superman movie, but I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Now it's time for the fun part: predictions for next week's top 5. Now, obviously, number 1 is still gonna be Civil War. No question about it. Then I'm gonna say number 2 is Money Monster, that George Clooney, Julia Roberts movie. It looks pretty interesting. Then I'm gonna say number 3 is The Darkness, the Kevin Bacon horror film. Then I'm going to say number 4 is The Jungle Book, and number 5 is Mother's Day. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below, and if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then whoops. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.